It's about to go bad on the shelves because they already been having to deal with tariffs because of this administration. They already having to deal with people don't have money. Like I just seen a comment from one of my people. It say this is time to keep our money in our wallets. And guess what? It is the time to keep money in wallets. And guess what? They're talking about cutting EBT before Thanksgiving. They're talking about cutting SNAP EBT benefits before Thanksgiving. Do y'all know how much money and food people are going to spend on Thanksgiving? But if you take away the SNAP and the EBT before Thanksgiving, the turkey's going to be sitting in the freezer. No one's going to spend money. And what's going to happen because of these people not spending money is that everybody's going to suffer. And it says rich people live off the fact that class will buy from them their products. They think that, but what's going to happen is that everybody's going to suffer because with the EBT and Thanksgiving, like let's talk about this. A lot of these people, they celebrate Thanksgiving with their EBT card, with they SNAP benefits. You take away the SNAP benefits, it ain't gonna be no Thanksgiving. And if it ain't no Thanksgiving, then $40. Say Audi got a deal for $40. I know, but it's just that a lot of people don't have money. You know, people don't have money, and it's people giving away food, like Elizabeth said. People are giving away food, but is it gonna be enough to feed the amount of people that's about to line up? Like, you gotta understand, in my life, in y'all life, and a lot of people did lose their jobs, by the way, from Wacky Boy, and a lot of people are getting furloughed. But in my life and y'all life, when has it ever not been SNAP benefits, food stamps, some form of government subsidy for food? I don't know how old I had to be to see a time where it was no EBT and no SNAP and no WIC foods. When was it a time in our lives and y'all lives that they didn't have this? When you're talking about cutting off everybody, we're not talking about cutting off the people in Florida or the people in Georgia. We talking about across the board, you're not going to load people cards up because you're in your feelings about this bill that you want people to pass when you already been trying to do everything. But since you got the majority, in the House, you got the majority in the Senate, you got the majority in the Supreme Court. Why do you need the Democrats to come to the table? Why do you want to try to blame it on the Democrats when in reality we know who fault it is? It's all about those files not being released. This is just a big side showing a distraction, and the nerve that he has to go up there and say out his mouth that, yeah, the shelves are going to be overstocked. Trust me, Cheryl, trust me, because in my life, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not. Some of y'all are probably older than me. In my life, I've never seen a time where people did not get SNAP, EBT, some form of food assistance. So I don't even know. This could be really bad. This could really tank the stock markets because a lot of Fritos and these companies who Nestle's and all. Do you know what's going to happen to their stock? And that might be part of the plan, because this whole administration been about, I guess, destroying to rebuild, but they're destroying to rebuild for the rich, but not for the people like us. It's not for the people like us. It's for the very rich and wealthy people. And what's going to happen is a lot of stocks, especially food companies, are about to feel something that they never felt because, that's exactly what it is, Pooh. They're going to plummet it because what they like to do is they like to plummet the stock market with this kind of crap. They're going to make a lot of grocery stores, watch Walmart stock, watch all of these big grocery stores stock, and watch it's going to crash when that EBT don't get loaded on that card. Watch when they don't load that card up with that money. Watch how many of these stocks are going to fall. And when the stocks fall and when all this stuff go down, all they're going to do is the family that's in the White House, him and his family, they're going to go buy all the stocks. They're going to go buy all the stocks. And next thing you know, they're going to have a high percentage of it. And then he's going to turn around within a couple of days when he realized what he did and say, oh, you know what? We're going to load the money on the card. We're going to go ahead and just load the money on the card. It's all what they've been doing since they've been in the office. It's the same thing with the tariffs. It's no different. It's all about playing games. And let's see. And he said, no matter whether you're European or black, they coming after you. Oh, yeah, they coming. They coming for you if you're not at 1%, because We can't afford to buy those stocks. I don't know about y'all. I'm not gonna say what y'all can afford, but I'm gonna tell you that I don't believe that we can afford to go in and buy these stocks. Like, we not at the level that we can afford to make a difference. So if you do got some extra money, I'm not gonna tell you to gamble your money with the stock market, but I'm gonna tell you that what they're gonna do is they're gonna tank the stock market, and a lot of products is about to be down. Like, a lot of things are going to be down. And if you got some extra money to be watching the stock market, get on Robinhood. If you're not familiar with Robinhood, get familiar with Robinhood. I don't work for them. They don't sponsor my videos, but I'm just telling y'all this for y'all own good. If you do got some extra money, try to look at these stocks, because I'm telling you, no EBT equals a crash, a hard crash. Like, it's going to crash like we've never seen in our lives, because you cannot take away EBT and snap from people all in one day. I can understand trying to take people off of it slowly but surely, but you talking about come November, right after Halloween, you talking about not loading people cards up. Thanksgiving month, you talking about not loading people cards. And you trying to say it's because the Democrats won't take our deal. So you want the Democrats to just sign anything you say, or the people got to suffer. You're not going to see, what y'all don't understand is they're going to make the people suffer. And I ain't talking about the people that got the money and the wealth. I'm talking about the people, the people that's not in the top 100, 2%. If you're not over 200,000 a year, that means you're in the middle class, and in the middle class is about to suffer like we've never suffered before, because they don't like that. They called our bluff on the shutdown. They called the Democrats bluff on the shutdown. They thought that the Democrats would cave, because earlier this year, I don't know if y'all remember, they tried to make us caved in. They threatened to shut down then. Chuck Schumer got criticized because he saved, when FDT first got in office, he saved him to extend the budget. He extended the budget up until now. And a lot of people got mad at Chuck Schumer. And a lot of people got mad at him and said he was weak, just like the Democrats are, like they like to say, because he didn't he voted to keep the government open. So we saved him already. But his means and what he said he allowed it to happen because he didn't want people to suffer from Medicaid and Medicare and EBT and these government programs, was the reason why he saved it. He saved them last time. But I want to ask y'all this. How many times do the Democrats have to save this country for y'all to get it? For the people who don't get it, how many times does the Democrats have to save America? When George Bush left office, Obama came in. We were in a recession. We were in a bad recession. Things were going down. When people was hopeless and helpless, the Twin Towers had fell down under him. We were at war. And Obama came in without the help of the other side, because they decided that their number one goal and objective was to make sure he was a one-term president. If y'all don't believe me, go look up the clips. Their number one goal was to make sure, not to help the American people, their number one goal was to make sure that Obama was a one-term president. That was their number one agenda. They said it out loud. Mitch McConnell, John Boehner, at the time, what was the other guy named? The guy who ran with Mitt Romney for president. I can't think. It was Paul Ryan. All of them, what they did was they ran on, our number one agenda is to make sure that Obama fails. They said it. They said the number one agenda is to make sure Obama is a one-term president, not that the American people are straight. This is how Republicans play. This is how they play. Their playbook is, we're going to mess up everything, and we're going to blame everything on the Democrats. Then the Democrats always come in and fix everything. So Obama came in, he fixed the economy. He got us on a streak of job growth, on inflation was down, unemployment was down, and he got us on this great path for the economy to go back from a recession. He got us up out of a recession. And for y'all who young enough to not remember, and for y'all who don't know, Obama gave us a stimulus before Donald Trump did. Like, a lot of people like to talk about the stimulus money that Trump gave y'all, but Obama had already did that. He already gave y'all a stimulus. He gave you 2 of them. So I don't know why the black people and brown people decided that was an issue that was enough to vote this man in, because he gave them a stimulus. To try to say that the Democrats don't help people, but the Republicans do, because he gave y'all a stimulus. Obama gave y'all a stimulus. You know why he gave y'all a stimulus? He gave y'all a stimulus because the economy was crashing, because George Bush took us to war, and 9/11 happened, and they hit the Twin Towers. And at the time, you didn't have all this internet fancy trading and stuff. The Twin Towers was where people used to go and trade stocks. And yes, it was signed by Nancy Pelosi, but I'm not happy with Nancy Pelosi right now. I'll tell y'all about that later. But yeah, and it said tracking device for free Obama phone, and also the shutdown. So are they talking about taking Obama like the internet and phone too? Because I didn't see that. If they are, that's even worse. But as I was saying, oh yeah, the Trump stimulus came from Joe Biden. Really, yeah, we already know that technically that wasn't his stimulus, but he got all the credit for it. And Nancy Pelosi, she did help get the stimulus, but I'm disappointed in Nancy Pelosi because of what she did to Joe Biden and the way that she that was real funny right now. The way that she helped get him kicked out of there, but then she disappeared. Where's Nancy Pelosi? I know she retired, right? But she came out of retirement to make sure Joe Biden got the F out of there. But why she ain't out here now talking about what's happening to the American people and what's happening to what this current administration is doing? Even though she's not in politics no more and she retired, she came and was the big voice to make Joe Biden step out of the race. But where's her voice at right now? Where is Nancy Pelosi at right now? Where's Elizabeth Warren? Where's all these loudmouth people? Where's the lady who wear the thing on her head? I can't think of her name. I'm sorry. But the other lady, I can't think of her name right now. The lady with the little Muslim lady, where's she at right now? Where are these Democrats that had a whole lot to say and had big mouths in the party and who was standing? Where is Joaquin Castro? Where is his brother? Where are these Castros at? The ones who came and had a whole lot to say about what Joe Biden wasn't doing right. And they was Democrats. How y'all gonna come out and talk about what he ain't doing right and how badly and how old he is and how he incoherent? But you got this man going around making things 10 times worse for everybody. Like, life is getting horrible. But all of those people, they don't got nothing to say now. I mean, yeah, they did try to offer Nancy Pelosi a husband, but she is retired. And she was retired though, even when Joe Biden was running for re-election. She was retired when he was running for re-election.